sure you guys have heard of Sunny V2, very large YouTube channel, very mainstream video essay guy. British guy, freaking, if that helps jog your memory. He made a video about Plants vs. Zombies, dude. I reacted to his freaking video about Angry Birds a little while ago, and now he made a video about Plants vs. Zombies, one of the most goated mobile franchises of all time, or at least the most recognizable. Let's see what he had to say. I feel like he's gonna say EA bad. I've also reacted to videos on this subject before, but it'll be interesting to hear his take on it, because he usually does pretty good videos or makes the story compelling, you know.
Plants vs. was truly
with lies and lies and deception. Just kidding. Shout out Sunny.
With its simple, addictive gameplay. Compare this to the recent Plants vs. Zombies 3, which people have called a game that straight up comes from a garbage can, in which watching 30-second ads for double coin rewards is more fun than the game itself.
Okay, well, I wouldn't call that fun at all. So, I mean, I did play Plants vs. Zombies 3. The thing about Plants vs. Zombies 3 is that there's been several iterations of this game over the years. They've soft launched it and re-soft launched it a couple different times. This was the 4 years ago, 5 years ago version. Ability. Why? Why? Nice Vine reference, asshole. Anyway, as you can see, the game is vertical here. So this is 5 years ago. Freaking remember that. And then I'm pretty sure later they changed it to the freaking... I think I'm talking about the exact same thing in this video here. From the App Store a year or so later, and freaking... but they changed it. It's horizontal now, and now I think they took it down again to rework it again. Dude, because the game was pretty fun, but I guess they weren't done tweaking it. Oh, I'm tweaking, all right. We're doing it. I mean, it's just Plants vs. Zombies, but in the modern day. There was nothing really that egregious about it. I did get stuck a few times, so maybe that was where they were trying to nickel and dime me for progress, and I just didn't fall for it, but we'll see if Sunny V2 did. Maybe that's why he's so mad that he wanted to make this video, because he spent so many dollars on PvZ3. He's trying to get to the next level. He's trying to be me. Bars.
Yeah, which people have called a
can't
game
be me, dude.
Straight up
I'm a professional gamer.
Can, in which watching 30-second ads for double coin rewards is more fun than the game itself. Let's explore how Plants vs. Zombies eventually lost its way from an amazing tower defense game fall into the extremely predatory mobile game landscape. Firstly, what made the original so damn good? At a price of just $2.99 in the App Store, with no ads or extra in-game purchases, Plants vs. Zombies 1 was simply amazing value. The easy first level gets players addicted immediately.
In just one level, the game already indoctrinates you into its gameplay.
And this is Milkman Steve's opinion, so we couldn't have got someone a little more qualified. We couldn't have got someone like, you know, I can't think of anyone specifically. Maybe Zach Scott Games. You know, I think he played the game a few thousand times. He still has a running Let's Play series, part 6,000. Or maybe lonniedos. Not Milkman Steve. Who is that? I'm just kidding. Shout out Steve.
Play cycle flawlessly and in a fun way.
With one 5-star review writing, I won't say that
Come
the
on,
game's
Sonny,
a
do some
cakewalk,
research.
but it isn't particularly challenging either. Still, the game offers enough mental stimulation that I never once grew bored. This is due to the game's incredible variety, offering loads of different plants, zombies, and music, with comments stating the soundtrack alone is enough to make you want the game. This makes it so entrancing that people can play for hours, which led to crazy commercial success. In addition to almost perfect professional reviews, Plants vs. Zombies became the
So do they like the commercials or not? Sorry, lame joke, but you know, English.
App Store product.
It's kind of funny, you know.
Sold more than 300,000 copies in its first 9 days available, a new App Store launch record. Developers expanded
and that was back before the game was free, probably. So that's 300,000 smackaroos if it was 99 cents, and then minus whatever Apple takes, which is a good amount, and they must pay it. Fortnite lawsuit. See Fortnite lawsuit for details. Citation cited, crack rock.
To 13 other platforms, creating so much success for PopCap Games that'd be bought by EA for $650 million. Yep, EA. The company was such an extreme reputation for greed, there's an entire Wikipedia page dedicated to criticism of the company. People have called their use of microtransactions a plague, which sadly began to infect Plants vs. Zombies. Because on the 15th of August 2013, Plants vs. Zombies 2 came out, with one key difference compared to the first.
PopCap found a way to cram this game with as many in-app purchases and microtransactions as humanly possible, to the point where it's too much of a hindrance for me to actually enjoy the game.
Plants vs. Zombies 2...
Well, now Plants vs. Zombies 2 has been out for so long. This is like probably the main game people are used to playing. if they're an avid PvZ player at this point in time. At least I'm just imagining, because it's been out for like 10 years probably. But yeah, it's funny that people were still complaining about the microtransactions back then. It sounds like they're complaining about modern problems, but these were very different problems. Microtransactions have gotten so much worse since then, is just what I'm trying to point out.
Who features microtransactions. Unlike in the previous entries to the series,
thanks,
new plans
EA.
can be purchased with real money, as well as upgrades and coins. These items can also be bought in bundles to save some money. Certain plans could only be accessed using cold hard cash, and while coins could be naturally earned in-game, you could pay up to $52 to instantly unlock them. The Pirate Seas and Wild West levels can also be unlocked without earning all of the required stars. They cost $5.49 each to instantly access. More controversial for whatever reason was the game's new art style. People argued that every single character looked to be designed by a totally different person, each of whom had their own way of drawing. There's full videos dedicated to the poorly designed plants, with the excessive discussion about this flaw being a meme within the community. This was because they hired a whole new team of designers, and under suspicious circumstances fired George Fan.
Not George Fan! Dude, what the hell? I never even knew that they had different art styles. I never looked that closely at the plants. This is like some very Reddit online activity to complain this much.
All by himself.
These are the super
an
fans.
Article later confirmed EA fired Plants vs Zombies creator for refusing microtransactions in sequel, explaining that George had lost his job as he didn't agree with the pay-to-win model. He'd partially confirmed this by tweeting, regarding recent rumors, "It is true I was laid off by
How do you know
EA
this is his real account and not a fan account of George?
And also true that I was against making PvZ2 a freemium game. That's all I'll say on the matter for now. Sure do miss paying for a game once, and unlocking cool things by actually, you know, playing that game."
See, this is 2017, dude. No one freaking complains about this anymore, because what's the problem? They were never gonna make another paid game. And well, I mean, besides like Garden Warfare and shit, which are paid.
You and me both,
I think.
These elements led to videos claiming Plants vs Zombies 1 is better than Plants vs Zombies 2, but that's not to say that the second game was awful. It featured so many different plants it's hard to even count them, and offered 312 levels compared to just 50 in PvZ1. These PvZ2 levels were each set at varying levels of difficulty, better serving a wider range of players. The second game therefore also received amazing feedback, with
Touch Arcade on there with the 5-star review. Who else was on there? IGN, Macworld, Wired. They're all loving it, dude.
Therefore also received amazing feedback, with critics stating the game is just as enjoyable without spending a dime, and that you'll only need to pay if you're exceptionally impatient or just not very good at these kind of games. The microtransaction
Who wrote that? Eli Hodap? Carter Dodson? Who's talking shit on my skills?
model also meant the game was totally free, leading to 25 million downloads in the first 2 weeks, more than PvZ1 had achieved in 4 years. In fact, according to Hey I'm Jay, for every dollar the original was making, PvZ2 made 26,000. That therefore make the original free for every player, although this meant people would be paying with their time.
That game's basically a demo. Just once you refocus on all the things they've done. That's a lot of money for every dollar. $26,000 for each sale of the first game.
It's free now, which naturally means that the game absolutely bombards you with ads. God, I love mobile games. There are ads before and after levels now, and even during, where the game tries to distract you as much as possible to watch a video for an extra item.
Before every
I cannot stand games that don't have the option to just pay once to get rid of the ads. Like, if that's not in there, I just don't even know if I could play the game, but sometimes they hide them pretty good.
You have to watch an unskippable ad, then sit there prompted to download what you watched. At the end of every level, you're forced to briefly play a different mobile game, with the hope that you'll download it later. Items can be earned by watching further ads, which are even served to those who initially paid for the game. You could say it's even more annoying than the microtransaction model, which was earning so much money for PvZ2 that'd start to build Plants vs Zombies 3. In the meantime, developers took a detour and put out Plants vs Zombies Garden Warfare. This third-person shooter was certainly different, but extremely well received, achieving consistent reviews of 7 out of 10 or higher. Garden Warfare was surprisingly amazing. I remember spending definitely over 500 hours grinding it as a kid. They'd therefore released Garden Warfare 2, which was even more successful than the first.
I think that's the one I tried on stream, and I was very confused by the overworld, but the gameplay was really fun. It was like a freaking arena shooter type thing, but with Plants vs. Zombies. Really nothing like the other games that were like more like tower defense puzzle game Johns. We back live on YouTube again, by the way, boys. We live on Twitch too, lonniedos, just reacting, chilling, vibing, watching this Sunny V2 video about PvZ.
Confirming the third-person shooter style was perfect for the series. So when they'd announced what was basically Garden Warfare 3, developers likely expected another successful title. It was called Plants vs Zombies Battle for Neighborville, which featured an epic trailer in 2019, gaining over 15 million views from super excited fans. But with people eventually stating,
"This whole trailer was fantastic and I love it. Too bad I love the trailer more than the game."
The game was a total flop. Plants vs Zombies Battle for Neighborville is one of the worst games you've never heard of.
I really haven't. Was it that much different than Garden Warfare 1 and 2? I didn't know they made 3 of these bad boys.
Extensive posts like this called it a complete and utter disaster in almost every way, and one of, if not the worst multiplayer game I have played in 2019. It referenced problems such as bugs and graphical errors, textures and map design are absolutely horrible, whilst the characters all control awfully and feel very unenergetic, since the sound design is absolutely garbage. Then, of course, there were the microtransactions.
Not the microtransactions!
And the way you unlock these characters is through a specific challenge called giving EA $30.
Let's fucking go! I can do that. That's in my skill range. He's just mad because I'm about to win.
The game already costs $30 to buy, and you expect players to spend that twice in order to play the new characters?
Oh,
As
no.
mentioned, the game already
That actually sounds really shitty.
but demanded an extra $30 to unlock every character, which could be unlocked by grinding the game, but would take about 3 months to earn 1 costume. Players therefore dismissed the game completely, writing, "As a player who played the 2 previous games of this one, I can say that this game is a joke on the Plants vs Zombies franchise. Bad graphics, boring gameplay, boring characters. Compared to Garden Warfare 1 and 2, this game is very bad. They'd therefore stop updating it after only 11 months, leading to comments like, "It is so sad how fast this game died. If it had a little more time to develop and didn't have microtransactions, then it would have never disappeared." But apparently the franchise didn't
That's such a broad complaint, though. I feel like they maybe just phoned this one in if it sucked so bad. Was it just the microtransactions that ruined it?
their lesson.
And the sound design. That too, guys. It also sounded different and not as good.
Year, Plants vs Zombies 3 was nearing completion. That had 7 full years since PvZ2, setting high expectations for PvZ3.
Still not out in 2025, for the record.
However,
for
when
reference,
the
I mean.
first bit of gameplay was posted to YouTube, people instantly disliked it. PvZ1, skill. PvZ2, wallet. PvZ3 won't download it.
Owned!
Why? For starters, the game was now in portrait, which to be honest was probably more convenient, but at the same time it looked extremely weird. The lawn is literally horizontal. Why? Why is the display vertical? The game had also gone from 2D to 3D and had another change in art style, prompting memes such as this. It is evolving just backwards.
Bro, it looks, you know, it looks like PvZ Heroes, kind of. Maybe you just skipped that game so you guys weren't adjusted to the new art style, but you're right. It looks a little weird when you put it next to the other ones, but why does this plant have so many looks, dude? He's always serving face.
The new pea shooter model looked absolutely awful, which sadly couldn't be upgraded.
Apparently some people disagree.
Transactions. With videos like Plants vs Zombies 3 is mechanically broken, gaining over 2 million views, PvZ3 was taken off the App Store. They'd re-release it 1 year later, to which people said compared to the alpha this looks great, however again it still wasn't good enough. This happened again in 2022, then again in 2024, receiving the same feedback at every single point. The game was simply boring.
There is just nothing to do in this game, man, besides grind the stupid main quest that just sucks. 90-something levels of doing
There's nothing to do in the game except grind the main game, dude. Weird complaint, but I agree because I got stuck in the game too. No shame in admitting that you were having a little bit of trouble there. No shame in admitting it. I was too, dude.
same thing over and over and over is so boring.
I've just spent 3 hours playing the 4th beta of PvZ3, and I gotta say, how does EA get away with this? The game is 10,000% dumbed down, no more collecting plants, no more input on plant choosing, sun is now worth 1 and plants cost 1 to 5 plus.
All the like hardcore fans of the series too are probably so used to playing like late game PvZ2, so they're like not getting any stimulation from this because there's probably way less going on the screen and shit. Like freaking these people are completely cooked. They're not the people who should be trying out this game, but they're the ones who want to.
Plus, animations feel capped at 10 FPS.
It's a hard position to be in.
Others complained it just had a scummy feeling.
Right out of the gate, it seems to just have that manipulative mobile game feel about it. You know that feeling.
That's
Everything
young Dana
about this
Ray.
game feels off. It's like I'm watching an App Store ripoff of PvZ. As a result, it's still in development 5 years after its first alpha launch.
Hell yeah, dude. It's kind of interesting that a channel this size would choose to talk about little old PvZ, but freaking
The zombies
cool,
are coming.
Dude. Did you guys play PvZ 3 or any of the games in that franchise? My brain was eaten by zombies at a young age.